So how do you actually stick to your New Year's resolutions? Every year the same thing happens. Everyone you know suddenly decides it's time to make a profound change in their lives. After all, it's a new year, a new beginning. It's exciting. It's time to finally do all of the things that we've been putting off for so long. But between you and I, let's be honest. How many people said they're going to start going to the gym 5 times a week, eat very healthy, yet 2 weeks later, they're already back on the couch watching TV and eating pizza? How many people said that they want to make more money, yet they procrastinate starting their own business because they think it's too risky? Whatever it is that you finally want to achieve in 2024, whether it be finding the love of your life, learning to play a new instrument, getting a better job, or even starting your own online business, you'll have to change your habits and try things that you're not used to doing. If you don't know me, my name is Fred, and just a couple years ago I hated my life. I was broke, depressed, it was miserable. Fast forward to today, I run a profitable online business and I'm loving my life. And that's exactly why in this video I want to share with you how you can actually stick to your New Year's resolutions instead of simply wishing for things to finally change but failing to do so. The first thing is that I invite you to set clear, tangible goals. Most people mistake wishes for goals. Wishes are things that you would like to have, but you're not necessarily committed to them. You're not willing to work hard to get them. To give you an example, everyone would love to become a multi-millionaire, yet how many people are actually willing to roll up their sleeves and put in the work day after day, week after week, month after month to actually end up a multi-millionaire? Very few. A wish would be something like, oh, I want to lose some weight, I want to get rich. That's not a goal. It's not specific, you have no way to measure if you're making progress or not, and there is no specific time horizon. So for all you know, it could take you forever to reach that goal. Parkinson's law states that the work expands to fill the time allotted for its completion. So if you say, I'm going to get this done in 30 days, it will take you 30 days. But if you say, I'm going to do it in 2 days, it's gonna take you 2 days. A goal would be something like, I want to drop 20 pounds within the next 5 months. Or it could be something like, I want to make $1 million a year in revenue with at least 60% profit margins before I turn 30. Those are clear, specific goals. Having a goal is going to allow you to come up with the right plan to get what you want. You can't create a plan if you don't have a goal in mind first, a destination. The mistake that plenty of people make is that they just walk through life but without a goal. So it's kind of like if they were to go to the airport, they hop on a random plane, then they end up in a random country and then they're dissatisfied. They don't like where they are and they just complain. It's somebody else's fault, it's not their fault. If you don't have a clear target, you're always gonna miss. And then what you can do is that you can reverse engineer to figure out the actions that you need to take on a daily and even on a weekly basis to reach your goals. Because your goals are not going to come true by themselves. You'll need to take action to do certain things. If you wanted to lose weight, the process could be something like, I will need to eat 500 less calories than my maintenance calories every day to lose approximately 1 pound a week and exercise 1 hour 4 times a week. Now, since you know exactly what you need to do, reaching your goal, getting what you want, it simply becomes a matter of just doing it. If you wanted to make more money to build more wealth long term, you could say, I'm going to invest $100 a month, $200 a month in the stock market. Or if you started your own business, you want to get sales, you want to get customers, you could set the goal of reaching out to 200 prospects per day. If you do these things consistently over months and over years, it's very unlikely that you won't end up getting what you want. Now, the other thing is that you need to ask yourself, why do I even want those things? And you might think you know why you want them. I mean, when people want to lose weight, it's because they want to look better, typically. When people want to make more money, it's because they want to afford better experiences. Maybe they want to travel more, to go out to dinner, to provide for the people that they love, to have more peace of mind. Studies have shown that when people were given a reason why they should be doing something, they were a lot more likely to actually comply and do it, even if the reason why wasn't actually that strong or that important. I genuinely believe that human beings are able to withstand tremendous amounts of pain. They're able to go through horrible things as long as they have a strong reason why. Think back to World War II. Think about the guy in a concentration camp. He has a daughter on the outside that he needs to protect. That's one hell of a reason to stay alive and to fight. Why do you think billionaires like Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, why do you think they keep working? It's not for the money. They already have so much of it. They would need to be very creative to actually waste all that money. So they're good for life. So why do they keep working? Because at some point, it's not about the money anymore. Now, fair enough, when you just get started in business, the main reason why you get started might be because you want to make more money, because you want all the things that money will be able to afford you. But ask yourself, what gets me out of bed every morning? What makes me excited to conquer the day ahead? What's that thing that drives you? Now, usually a strong and powerful why is going to involve more than just you. It's going to involve the people that you love. Because I'll tell you this, if your only reason for wanting to make more money is so you can buy a fancy car, a supercar, a Lamborghini, a McLaren, a Ferrari, that's great. Those things are amazing, I'll grant you that. But at some point you'll get used to them because it's just materialistic things. However, if one of your reasons for getting out of bed every morning and for working so hard, for trying to achieve so much, is because you want to provide for the people that you love, you want to be free, you want to every day be able to wake up in in a peaceful environment. You don't have to go work for a boss that you hate in a dead-end job that will never help you to reach your goals. That's a profound transformation, and it's worth a lot more than any supercar. I'm not saying that you should not want the materialistic things. In fact, I often say that you should use any possible motivation to get to your goal, even the so-called dark motivations, which would be something like, I want to prove people wrong. But if you make it about the people that you love, it's going to be insanely powerful, because whenever you'll feel a bit tired, you don't feel like working. Instead, you would much rather watch Netflix or play video games. You'll remember that if you don't actually do the thing that you said you were gonna do, you are letting down the people that you love. Falling in love makes you irrational. Oftentimes, you would do so much more for the person that you love than you would for yourself. I mean, I can't even tell you how many people I saw. They were willing to go to crazy lengths for someone for whom they had feelings, even if that person did not reciprocate those feelings. So we would be willing to do so much for someone that we love, yet we would not even do a tenth of that for ourselves. So use this to your advantage. Now, something that you need to understand is that you need to focus on consistency over intensity. A few years ago, I was in a really tough spot. I felt lonely, I was broke, I wasn't necessarily in shape, and I hated my life. I knew I needed to do something to take back control over my life. However, I made the mistake of trying to do things too fast, trying to do everything right from the start. I tried to get up at 5 a.m. In fact, that's what I'd do. And then I would go straight for a 5k to 6k run. I'd come back, eat breakfast, and then work all day. I wouldn't have any hobbies, any free time, or any way to relax. But guess what? The funny thing is that I'm making a lot more progress now, and I'm not even waking up at 5 a.m. or even working all day long, because now I'm working smart and at the right thing. Warren Buffett said, it doesn't matter how hard you row, it matters what boat you get in. And that's completely true. Plenty of people want to start a business, but they don't realize that if they start the wrong business, they're going to fail. If you want to figure out what's the best online business to start for beginners, I've recorded a free video in which I'm going to analyze every popular online business model. Together, we'll take a look at the pros and the cons, and I'm also going to share with you for completely free the 3-step process that you can use to start your own business today. The link is in the description below. Understand this, your life is not going to change overnight. You can always try to do things faster, to reach your goals faster, but at some point you're going to hit a limit. At some point you're not going to be able to reach your goals faster. You can only go to a certain speed. To give you an example, if you wanted to build 15 pounds of muscle as a natural lifter, it doesn't matter if you sleep 10 hours a day, eat 1,000 calories on top of your maintenance, and hit the gym every day for 3 hours. You're not going to get results faster by doing this. And if anything, it's gonna be the opposite. You're going to be doing way too much for your level. And by eating way too much, your muscle will be covered in fat. So now you'll need to do a cut and waste even more time. It's the small things that add up over time that create the life that you have. Believe it or not, but your current life is the result of all the small choices that you've made in the past. Your current body, for instance, it's the result of all the small food and exercise choices that you made in the past. Every time you chose to skip a workout, all of that, it added up. Now, something that I really struggled with, but it's really important, it's to celebrate the small victories. If you're like me, when you reach a goal, you still never feel satisfied. It makes you feel good, of course, to achieve that goal, because you've worked so hard to get it. You deserve to feel proud. But truthfully, you just very quickly set your eyes on the next big thing and you move on. You set another goal and you start working right away, because you're never satisfied. You're relentless. However, you should always take the time to enjoy every victory, no matter how small or big it may be. Otherwise, it's way too easy to become unsatisfied and to hate the process. At some point, that's what happened to me. I became so resentful, so bitter, I couldn't really focus on anything because I hated life. I couldn't appreciate how far I had come. And that's exactly why if you're always living in the future, you'll never be fulfilled. Life happens now, the future is uncertain, and the outcome is never 100% within your control. Now, a game changer is to make your new habits fun. Studies have found that the people who enjoyed the process, they usually became way more successful than people who were dragging their feet throughout the entire thing and who only cared about the end result. After all, it makes sense. If you love something, you'll do it more often. You won't skip workouts or you won't skip work sessions as much because you genuinely enjoy it. And that is typically why you'll hear plenty of famous personalities tell you that you should do something that you love. Because when you're not getting any results, when you are in a tough, dark spot, it's only your love for the game, your passion for the game that will keep you going. The people that you see getting up at 5 a.m., working 12 hours a day, or even running 100 miles or more, on the outside, it might look like they're superhuman. They're a different breed, but in reality, it's simply that deep down, they love what they do. They love the challenges. They love the pain. Otherwise, trust me, they would never be able to do it over and over and over again. Now, we can't be setting new goals, new habits without tracking your progress. What can't get measured can't get improved. Because it's one thing to set goals, to have big dreams and big ambitions, but it's yet another thing to show up every day, to roll up your sleeves and to do the things that you need to do to get what you want, even when you would rather do something else. If you want to get in shape, to track your progress, what you can do is that you can weigh yourself every day and then you take the average of the week. You take progress pictures and body measurements once a week. That way you'll see a trend over time. You'll be able to see how far you've come, because on the day-to-day you're not going to notice changes. I know people personally, they've lost a lot of weight, yet they don't even see it. And the funny thing is, when you compare pictures of them from months, I mean, there is a clear difference. But because they saw themselves in the mirror every day, they can't even see it. If you want to make more money, record how much money you were making and spending at the beginning of the year, and then you'll be able to see how much you're making and how much you're spending at the end of the year. But what matters more is not that you track the outcome directly, but rather that you do the daily and the weekly actions that you need to do to reach your goal, because reaching your goals will directly come from doing the actions on a weekly and daily basis. If you eat in a calorie surplus, you sleep 8 to 10 hours a night, you go to the gym 5 times a week, and you do progressive overload, meaning you keep increasing the amount of weight that you're lifting. If you do that for months and for years, you will build muscle, you'll get the physique that you want. If you start a service-based online business, if you reach out to 200, 1,000 people a day, you keep doing that for weeks and for months, you'll sign a customer. Success only becomes a matter of time. Reaching your goals is not about luck, it's about following a well thought out process for months and for years consistently. Now let's talk about the science of achieving big things. Did you know that some people have eaten entire airplanes? Now you might think I'm making fun of you when I'm saying this, because after all, how could this be true? But if you don't believe me, you're free to Google it. Now you may wonder, how come some human beings were able to eat entire airplanes? Like, what the hell? They did it step by step. They broke down the metallic components, the components of the airplane, into a small powder, and every time when they were eating food, they just sprayed some on top of their food. Chunking is the science to achieve big goals. Rome wasn't built in a day, and it was built step by step. That's why we want to break down your goals into smaller goals, milestones. Not only will it help you to stay motivated along the way, but it's going to make the process of reaching your goals so much more fun. If you wanted to make $100,000 in 2024, you could break it down into 12 months. That would be a bit over $8,300 a month. If you wanted to break it down even further, $100,000 divided by 365, which is a year exactly, would be close to $274 per day. If you sold a digital product for that price, that would be one sale a day. So I really invite you to grab a piece of paper and a pen, to start writing down your goals and then to break them into smaller milestones. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you want to achieve in 2024? And with that said, I'm waiting for you on the other side.